We cannot impromptu podcast.
3, 2, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's good enough. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome back for the third time today.
The third attempt of the next episode
of Breakroom Banter.
You know what it is. It's a hairstylist podcast, y'all. That's what it is.
We've had a rough recording today. This is, as we mentioned, the third time that we've tried to record this episode, and we're just going to jump right in.
Yeah.
My peak is that I have my nails done.
My pit is this podcast. It's hard to record. A peak and a pit. There you go.
There you go. And we're going to literally break down our weeks in the break room today. So we are coming in off of a week off of work.
Mm-hmm.
And Monday was your first day back to work.
Yes.
And what I didn't realize, and I'm just going to start talking for you because I don't know what to do anymore. I didn't realize you went camping on Monday before you went to work.
No, I went camping on Sunday.
Sunday, right. So you flew in on Sunday morning.
So I flew overnight. I left Portland on Saturday
Wait,
night.
overnight?
Yeah.
And then drove?
I mean, what? Okay, so I went to the airport at Portland, got on plane, left at 10 p.m.
Okay.
Flew overnight, flew to Atlanta, had a layover in Atlanta, and then flew Atlanta to Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Went home, went to the gym, went home, got my car, went to the gym, and then drove over to East Tennessee to see all the trees and shit. And go camping.
Wow.
Where I could actually have a campfire because I couldn't have a campfire in Portland.
Oh, because dry season.
Because dry season.
Mm.
So, yeah. And I wanted to see the fall colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I was feeling a little salty about having to come back to Tennessee because it wasn't Oregon. So I had to go appreciate some of the Tennessee nature.
Middle Tennessee has great nature. Like, maybe an hour away from you.
Yeah.
And not
but
3 hours away.
It wasn't
East
3
Tennessee.
hours. It was like 2 hours with the time change. But yeah, that's what I did, Hunter.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay. Cool. And then how was your Monday?
My Monday was good. It was quiet.
Yeah? How many people did you do?
I don't know. I can tell you. I can look at my daily totals. I think I did like 3 or 4. I
only had 3 people today.
I
it was
did
nice.
have a good week. I sent you I'm proud of myself. I had a good retail week this week. I think that's pretty good. How much retail do you sell in a week, Hunter?
We'll go look.
Hunter is real good at retail.
I don't think I did very well this week. So I did 400 this week. 407.
Woo! I did 523. I'm super proud of myself.
Last week, October 2nd through the 8th, I sold 739.
I sold 0 because I wasn't there.
And then 414 the week before, 382, 820,
Dang,
873. I try and sell about $800 a week in retail. That's my goal. You asked.
Okay. Yeah, I don't sell that much retail. But I honestly, when I make it a priority and focus on it, then I can. But most of the time, I'm just focused on timing.
I'm just trying to be on time.
I'm just trying to be on time.
Really, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
If you need shampoo, you'll buy it. But until then, I can't run behind. No. But yeah, so I had a good week. Monday was good. Tuesday, I worked, which is normally my day off. And then came over here. We recorded.
Recorded 2
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
There is an afterpod that I really enjoyed the afterpod this week.
I can't lie. I didn't listen to it.
I haven't listened to it,
So,
but you recorded
I had fun
it.
recording it, though.
So,
I mean, I'm just saying, I can't tell you it's a great episode because I haven't listened, but I had fun doing it.
yeah, I thought it was fun. And that is available over on our Patreon.
Patreon.
Yes, www.patreon.com/Breakroom Banter Pod. We have a $5 tier, and that's where we suggest you subscribe. I'm trying to figure out how to only have one tier.
How do you take it off? Yeah.
But I don't know how to have only one tier right now, so it's just not at the top of my priority list. I post what's supposed to be posted on the Patreon, and that is our after pods and our early access pods, where you get access a day early, and then occasionally we do an after pod that's fun. And that one was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
And Emily's the sweetest.
She is. I love her so much. But then Wednesday was my first day back to work.
Yes, and you came in cranky AF.
I don't think I came in
Just
cranky. I think you were ready to people and I was not ready to people is what had happened.
I've been peopling. I'm just in a great mood all week because of...
You have been in a really
I'm
good
so
mood.
recharged and stuff, but...
It's been refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah, but Wednesday was good.
I was running behind all day on Wednesday. I don't know why. Someone was late, I'm sure. Or I was behind. No, someone was late. My first appointment was late, which made me...
All day.
Yeah, and instead of like ever catching up, I just got further and further and further behind until finally I just had one person there.
Yeah.
But then I had a bleach and tone client that I don't normally double book, and I double booked him with someone who had hair down to her ass.
Oh, yeah.
And they were both booked on my books during fall break. So this was like kind of an accommodating scheduling.
Gotcha.
So I had to...
You had to do it.
I had to. And it was... I mean, it was worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you work those days where you feel like exhausted and you can't do anything after work. And then you look at your totals for the day and you're like, well, that wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, yep. I kind of had that day today. Not that wasn't worth it, but I thought it was going to be more than it was. But we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yes.
So
yes.
let's stay on track. So Wednesday.
And then what did you do on Wednesday? Because I was so out of it that I didn't even know.
Wednesday, that was the day that I slept in. Right? So that's why I thought you were mad at me all day. I just realized. I'm like, Hunter's mad at me for being late.
No. I wasn't mad at you. I did notice that you were late, but I was not mad at you.
Yeah.
That is not my job to be mad at you.
I know. No one said anything to me. I beat myself up for it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone noticed. It's been a long time since you've been
I know. Well, and
late.
I snuck in on time. I wasn't late for any clients. I didn't cause any disturbance. It just, I felt like doo-doo about it because I've been so good at it lately,
right.
You know?
Sometimes it just happens.
I know.
I mean, we have a stylist in our salon that literally is late every single day. Yeah. Like walking in with their client. So, yeah. I don't think that it's really that big of a deal that you were late one time in the last 6 months.
Yeah. Well, good for me. 6 whole months? Wow. No, just kidding.
But, you know,
but
like,
yeah, so
considering when you started, you were there 10 minutes before your client every day.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't know that we get there 30 minutes early.
Yeah. But, so yeah, Wednesday was good. I had a good day. It was busy. I think Wednesday was I had a $700 day. Let's see. My daily totals. Previous.
Did we talk about retail on the podcast that has been recorded, or was that on one that we didn't record?
I don't remember. That was the one we just recorded. We just talked about. We
talked about that. We did just talk about our retail. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I did $560 and I sold $170 of product.
You sold more product than I did on Wednesday.
I had 3 clients.
I did 102 in products and 1,058 in services.
Jesus, wow. And then...
That's why I was in a bad mood, Ericka.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I mean, you should have been like, money, 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 money. Yeah, Thursday. Thursday was the day I ran behind.
Mm-hmm.
So what had happened was
That was the day that you were just very angry.
I was pissed off
Uh-huh.
for like an hour and a half.
Because for an hour and a half, she was trying to get an appointment moved.
Yes.
And no one was doing anything about it.
Yes. I had this girl. It's like, I gave the notice. I communicated.
Uh-huh.
My life was not saved. Conversation saves lives. It was not saved. I had to save myself, but whatever. It worked out, and the clients, everyone was happy. So I had a color correction. It was a color correction.
Uh-huh.
But she booked her appointment online, so there was no consultation that had happened. So it was just booked as like a highlight.
Right.
And she had...
Well, you know, sometimes they be doing that too. Well, they'll book a color correction as a full highlight. I remember when I first started, that was like every last one of my clients was a color correction booked as a full highlight or a full balayage.
Yeah.
I was like, at least put it as a full balayage because that's an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
To apply and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I ran behind there, and I could see that I was running behind, and I had space, and then I got booked a new, like a literal walk-in who walked in and to get an appointment, and I had that spot, so they put her there. But of course I'm busy, so I don't notice it until I go to look at the books, and I'm like, okay, this is a new client. It's not a request. Can we move her? Like,
right.
To
someone.
2 other stylists available. And she was like, I went to the front desk, and the person at the front desk was like, well, she said no one else can cut her hair, and she's got the most difficult hair, and it never turns out right. And, you know, she wants someone with experience, blah, blah, blah. And so that's why I put her with you. And I was like, okay, well, can we just like play it by ear? Because like, this haircut's going to fall right when I'm going to need to be blowing this out and whatever. And my person in between did not have a small amount of hair. So I'm still with the first person. The second one shows up. I have Tara shampoo her and put a mask on her.
Uh-huh.
Just to get her going.
Was that the lady with the tangles?
Yes.
Okay.
And so then meanwhile, other front desk person comes and tells me, okay, your next client's here. I'm like, I'm still not done. Like, what am I going to do?
I remember whenever the third time they came to you and was like, your client's here. Your client's here. Your client's here.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not helping.
It's
not helping that she knows.
So I'm like, what am I supposed, like, I was like, I am a whole client behind. Like,
yeah.
You know?
You hadn't started your
I hadn't started
haircut until it was done.
Yeah.
Like, you were starting the client with the mask on their hair when you should have been starting the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well...
You made it work somehow.
I did.
I was surprised.
And actually, I only ran 10 minutes late for the third client, which I thought I was like 30 minutes behind. So I brought the first one up to the desk, the third one's sitting there. And meanwhile, number 2 is back here with a mask.
Hair all over the floor.
Yeah. And
at 4 different stations.
Sorry, I did that a lot this week.
Yeah, you did.
Carrie was like, you are destroying this lot. Anyways, so
we had it by today. That's so funny.
So there's hair everywhere. It's a disaster. I bring number 1 up. I check her out. I talk to number 3, and I'm like, girl, I just got to tell you, like, I'm so sorry. I was trying to have you move to, like, somebody else so, like, you wouldn't have to wait. And she's like, it's not a problem. I'm early. Like, it's okay. Do what you got to do. And so then I went and did finish number 2, and I ended up only running late. But, like, meanwhile, I didn't look at my phone because I can't look at my phone because that takes time away from me doing hair, like, to even see what time it was, you know?
That is wasting time.
It was not effective. So yeah, I recovered and everything was fine. And then was that the day I ended the day with a perm, or was that
It was.
I don't.
It
yeah,
was.
and then I ended the day with a perming this kid's mullet, and so, well, perming it and cutting it into a mullet. So
Yeah.
it was fine. It was fun. It was a good day. I'm just glad to be making money again. So, but I did stress a little bit out.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that for being a slob this week, you guys.
I mean, it's fine.
I had to remember how to be a hairdresser after a week off.
Listen, y'all, when I say there was hair everywhere, I'm saying, like, hair in places that shouldn't have hair in a hair salon. And by that, I mean, like, behind the shampoo bowls. There was, like, it looked like someone's hair had been cut behind the shampoo bowl. It didn't even look like it had been swept out of the way. It looked like they stood there and cut it, which tells me that you cut and then slung, and then cut and then slung.
I do that when I'm moving quickly. I throw hair. Yes, I do. Sometimes I'll find it like stuck to the walls around my station. I'll be like, oh, look at that big old chunk of hair right there. Whoops. Oh, yeah. So.
I had a great start to my morning today. I guess we're not to Saturday. Never mind. Thursday for me was rough at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I had two guests that had a lot going on in their personal lives.
Yes.
So I took on a lot of energy, and so when I got home, I had to release the energy. But I feel like somewhere on the podcast we've talked about, like, it was with Emily literally last week. We talked about like talking to your partners about it, and or like if they understand how you are after a busy work day or a hectic week. Yeah,
that was
or whatever.
on the Patreon if you want to listen to it.
If you want to listen to it, but literally on Thursday, whenever I got home, and Thursday's my late night, and I don't do well at night. Clearly, we've recorded this podcast 3 times.
Yeah.
But I don't do late nights anyway. And Bradley got home and I was like, I just want to snuggle, please. I just need love.
I mean.
And he filled my love cup back up real quick. That it sounds terrible. I cannot. That is not. Anyway, I'm blushing. And I was able to go to work on Friday.
Yeah.
Refreshed.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Let's talk about your Friday real quick.
Friday.
Quickly, please. Let's quickly move on.
Friday was a good day.
What day was that? What was
it?
The
It was
date?
Friday. It was the 14th.
The 14th. Okay. I did $786 in services and $224 in retail. And
the 14th. I did. That was my 560 and 192. And then today I only did 465. So today, it started out, I was like fully booked today. And then I got to the end of the day. I don't even remember what o'clock client it was. But I had, and it was like 1 o'clock maybe. And then I had a 2 o'clock.
It was like 1:15. I remember you asking someone what time it was, and they said 1:15.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, perfect. Because I was still foiling my blonde today. Did you see the end result?
No, I didn't get to see it.
I'll have to. I'll show you. Actually.
So she sits down and she's got like level 6 roots and then like level 7 gold-ish ends. And she was like, it's beautiful. What'd you end up using?
I used the formula that you told me to use.
The 9-1 and 9-2-3?
Yeah. Is that blown out?
No, it's blown out completely.
The house, yeah.
Can't see it.
Check my Instagram.
Right, yeah. So that client sits down and she was like, well, I know it's going to take a while, but I really want to be blonde. And I was like blonde with highlights or like all over blonde? And she was like, well, like all over blonde. And I was like, all right, girl. I have you booked as like an all over color. So honestly, I don't have the time to do a good job. on that.
Yeah.
You know? Because she wanted, like, a bleach and tone.
Yeah.
And that's a color correction. And I was like, I need time. You know? And I was like, we could do some highlights around the front to, like, satiate you. But that will really kind of only make my job harder when it comes time to make you all over blonde.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if someone... Because I heard this on Instagram the other day. Someone was talking about when a client wants to be a global blonde, like bleach and tone, and then stylists go in and do like rounds of highlights. I think that's crazy.
I think it's crazy too. It doesn't work.
At all.
I shouldn't say it doesn't work, but what it does do, which isn't impossible, but I pride myself on my blonde color correcting skills here, is that, like, you've got that different.
Uneven.
It's uneven, yes. And, like, you're going to have to be picking out little tiny pieces of blonde, and it just makes your job harder. So I think if anything, you could do, like, almost like a global balayage to start off your process. Yeah. But if you're going in and doing highlights, it's just going to make your job harder in the end.
And they won't be a solid blonde for years.
Well, and the thing is with this lady is if I do it in one fell swoop, it's not actually going to be that difficult.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty
process.
Yeah,
like a cold shaft, and then ends, and then roots.
What did you end up doing? I don't think I saw
did a
her.
hair and a Botox, like just a haircut and a Botox.
Oh, so you didn't do a color on her at all? Oh,
I rebooked her, right? And so then my next one shows. And she was booked for a haircut and color too, and she decided she didn't have time to do the color. And so I was like, in the beginning of the day, I was like wishful thinking that I could hit $3,000, and had I been able to do both those colors, well, and then I was like, dang it! If I had known she was going to cancel, I would have done the first lady's color.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And
I was like, dang it! She was already booked out and out of the salon. So, but I still did like 27.80 or something this week, so it's not a bad week, but I'm just really trying to get to 3K. I've gotten so close a couple of times.
You've hit it a couple times,
no,
right?
I've never hit it. I came within $25 once, or $15.
I just had a joke pop into my head.
Maybe like total sales, retail and service, but not service.
It's tough. It feels like you've hit $3,000 when you hit it. I can tell you that because I feel exhausted this week, and I did. 3,097.
Whoa!
Almost 3,100.
Dang.
But I had 49 services this week. That's wild to me.
I don't know how many.
That seems like a lot in a week.
Let me see. Weekly totals. I had 39 and 21 clients. So
I had more clients than you and barely more services.
Well,
I did a lot of haircuts this week.
Divided by, let's say, 21. Let's see. My average ticket was $133.
Oh, I didn't look that up. Let's see. 3,030.
But I actually had a lot of shortcuts this week, too.
3,097 divided by 23 clients. 134 a client.
Look at us.
We're
out there.
What's your average ticket?
Of course, you're $1 more than me.
I do have that one up attitude all the time.
Right? Yeah,
so
right.
I've been told.
Of course, Hunter's got to be $1 more.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm working on it.
Just kidding.
I'm working on it. Speaking of that, did you know that Meghan Trainor has a podcast and it's called Working on It?
No, I did not.
It's actually really good. You should listen to it. Yeah.
Is it?
Now that we are extensively researched on this iced tea, do you want to start?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
You want to do it? Okay.
Yeah. So, iced tea moment.
Yes.
Stir the tea real quick.
Okay, so the iced tea moment is about the Kim Kardashian Ray J sex tape drama again. Here we are 20 years later talking about it, right?
Right. And if you were like Erica and you haven't watched the new season of The Kardashians, which I don't really get, but
I have watched no episodes of no seasons of any Kardashian show ever.
That's troublesome to me. But so season 1 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E, I think is what it was on.
Mm-hmm.
It opened up with the sex tape drama, and then season 1 of their newest episodes, The Kardashians, on Hulu, literally opened up with the sex tape. So it's like they brought it up again. I think that honestly they did it as like a nostalgia thing, or like see if someone notices this little Easter egg thing. And it caused a lot more drama than they wanted it to.
Let's see this. This is the one we looked at, I think. It's the first one. I can't find the second one. But basically, what the drama is that, so Ray J is saying that Kim K was in on this whole thing the whole time, and they've always been denying it, right?
Right.
But
not only was she in on it, though, she's saying that Chris orchestrated it.
Yeah. So basically, he's saying, I wish I could find that exact article we were just looking at.
Right. The article said that Chris watched 3 different sex tapes.
3 different tapes.
Chose the one that she thought.
Yes, was going to be the best.
Yes.
And then there was like
an initial payment.
And an initial payment, and that a tape like that can't be released and a payment can't be made if both the parties aren't in on it. So he's sick and tired of them bringing up this drama and making it look like he's the one who's like holding it over her head or something.
Right.
When, according to him,
everyone had an equal party.
There was equal party, and
if
that
not,
Kim
he
is
didn't
the
even
one.
Want to.
Yeah, well, that was the part that kind of is that he was like, no, I mentioned it. And then she's the one that went gung-ho, talked to her mom, made it happen. And then it was like, boom, I didn't see anything until I was like signing over the rights of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, she and Chris have always maintained that like they had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Which at this point I feel like is just branding, because it's like you can't change your stance now and, whatever. And it's going to cause drama. Look, we're talking about it on our freaking podcast, like still.
Exactly.
But, so Ray J, and then there was another article right here. This headline says that what he is actually suing her over is the joke she made on Hulu about this. There is no second sex tape unless it's him putting a blah, blah, blah in my blah, blah, blah.
Right. She said that on the episode.
And so, right.
But it was very bleeped.
Yes. Well, and that's what it says. Kim Kardashian to be sued by Ray J over her allegation that he sexually assaulted her. Because that's basically what that would be. So she's saying, there isn't one unless he did this.
So he's reaching for a lawsuit.
So he's reaching, yeah. And when I first heard about it, I thought he was suing them over, like, defamation because they're trying to make it look like he's the one.
Does he know how grown he is?
Honey, I don't know.
Like, how irrelevant he is?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I was listening to a podcast this morning on my way to work. And they were talking about, like, canceling, right?
Yeah.
And, like, what does it mean to be canceled, or how can you be canceled? And, like, one of the check marks for it is you have to be relevant. And, like, you have to be the talk, like, on everyone's lips, right?
Yeah.
So, like, Ray J is not the one on everyone's lips.
No.
So he is uncancelable right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, he's not being canceled. It's just annoying.
Well, what does being canceled even really mean? Unless it's like you can't cancel like Ray J for being a dummy. Like, you cancel people for being haters or bigots or something.
I think you just, like, get over it, Ray J.
I don't know why. I just really wanted to do that. I just shot my scrunchie.
You know that statement I made earlier today?
I don't.
You are a child.
What was I talking about?
I I don't remember.
I don't know.
I just remember
Hunter
I
just
was
called me out. Like, you're being a child right now.
You were childish.
Whatever.
It was funny, though. I laughed at it.
I know. I don't remember what I said, though. But yeah, Ray J is, yeah, I feel like he's one of those, like, it keeps him in the limelight because he's not in the limelight for anything else.
And I'm sure he's like selling these stories and saying he's going to do all these things. Well, and then he's doing
guest appearances on shows and stuff and talking about it and like.
He's riding that train.
I mean, Ray J was never even a good singer, I don't think.
I don't know anything about him.
I feel like he had one or two songs.
Diddled with Kim Kardashian.
Well, he's Brandy's little brother.
Who's Brandy?
Of course you don't know Brandy. Moesha.
Who's Moesha?
I don't know if we could be friends anymore. You don't know Moesha?
I grew up with no internet.
It wasn't on the internet. Cable. It was on. Did not have cable either. It was on broadcast television, like CBS or ABC or something. Let me see. I
didn't have that either. I had VHS tapes.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
Like legit.
Moesha.
We didn't have TV because we lived so far out in the country that you couldn't get TV.
Brandy, Moesha, this show. You don't remember that?
No.
You never saw that?
I never saw that.
Brandy was a singer. She sang, do you remember that song, The Boy Is Mine, with Brandy and Monica? So, Brandy and Monica.
Okay.
But Brandy had a show called Moesha, too.
Okay. I never, no.
Her CD, her debut album was the first CD I ever bought.
Really?
Yep. And
Britney Spears was mine.
Song number 3, Best Friend, which is actually the song she wrote for her brother Ray J, is me and EE's song.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep.
So Ray J is her brother, and he also is singing.
Is a singer, too. And he did have a hit song or two. He did. I'm not trying to hate on him too much. I just mean, like, he hasn't put anything out in forever.
And we're just reaching for
And I think he did a performance
stardom.
Or something. Yeah. And it was kind of weird to me. Everybody was like, he, like, had a baby on there. I don't know. It was weird. But, yeah.
That's weird.
He's a weirdo. So
anyway, the Kardashians. That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah. And Ray J.
Anyway, well, that's all we got for y'all today, folks. I actually, for the third time of us recording this, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, it's better than the other two. I promise you that. So sorry it's shorter than normal, but
quite a bit.
You don't want to hear what else we had to say tonight.
It was not good. It was not good. We're gonna go have some lasagna.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Till next time, if you want to follow us on our social media journeys, I am at HairXHunter on all the platforms. Our podcast is at Breakroom Banter Pod across all platforms.
And I'm Ericka the Redhead across all platforms.
And until next time.
Oh, and we're on Amazon Music now.
Yes, we were invited.
Yeah.
We got an invitation to join Amazon Music and Audible. Which I didn't know that podcasts were on Audible. I thought it was just books.
I thought it was books too.
So, Audible, if you want to sponsor us.
Do.
Yeah. Until next time. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.